Welcome to Gaming Instincts. Today I will be giving you 10 pro tips for Atomfall. Light disclaimer, this video does contain some light spoilers of areas, enemies, and gameplay of Atomfall. Without further ado, let's begin. Tip number 1. When you first encounter enemies called ferals, make sure that you have a bow with plenty of arrows. The bow is the best weapon to take them out silently without alerting them and having them aggro the entire room. Just crouch, hold the trigger and aim for the head, and wait till the crosshair gets small for maximum accuracy, and then shoot them in the head. This should one-shot them and not cause the others to wake up. Do not forget to also loot the corpse because sometimes the arrow doesn't break and you can get it back. Tip number 2. When you first enter the medical section of the Intergrade, you will come across enemies in hazmat suits called thralls. Do not waste your ammo on them. Instead, lead them to the waiting room and jump on the desk as you can see here. Equip your most damaging melee weapon and use your charged attack until they die. If you are careful enough, they will never hit you and you won't have to ever waste ammo or any of your resources, especially if you are playing on higher difficulty setting. Once one of them is dead, go aggro the others and kill them one by one until everyone is dead. Tip number 3. Throughout your journey, you may come across a group of patrolling enemies in a variety of places. Make sure you always have a Molotov with you or two. Molotovs are extremely useful in Atomfall. They can save you a ton of resources and risk. In this example, we are hiding in the grass so they cannot see us. Once they bunch up all together, that is when we throw the Molotov. If you have any stragglers left over, just use your pistol or bow to finish them off by shooting them in the head. Tip number 4. I highly recommend that you get the bow weapon as soon as possible. It's very powerful. If you are a good shot, you can one-hit enemies and also save ammo on your other weapons such as pistols, rifles, shotguns, and so on. You can find plenty of arrows and the bow itself from the enemies called druids, who can be found in Casterfell Woods region. They are located towards the northwest corner near the dam, which is where their base is. Remember that in Atomfall, you are free to go wherever you want from the very beginning, so this is definitely one of the first areas I'd hit up for the bow. Tip number 5. Eventually, you'll come across NPCs who are willing to help you to escape the apocalypse if you complete their questline. However, be wary that the game has a total of 5 different endings, so it's up to you who you decide to trust to help you escape. I obviously won't tell you what happens at the end, but what I will tell you is that there is an achievement and a trophy for each of the 5 endings. So yes, there's a lot of replay value in Atomfall, and if you want to see the full story, you are going to have to help them all out eventually. But you can only do one per playthrough, so that's something to keep in mind. And yes, you could potentially use the scum save technique, but what is the fun in that? Tip number 6. As you progress through the game, you'll eventually encounter a variety of robots. One of these robots uses a flamethrower, and the best way to defeat them is to equip a rifle, get behind some sort of a cover, and then just peek and shoot at their canisters on the back. Keep shooting until they burst into flames, and eventually the robot will start triggering a dialogue and then eventually say that the battery is disconnected. When that happens, immediately run to the back of the robot and extract the battery. Congratulations, you have disabled a dangerous enemy and got a battery out of it. Tip number 7. When you enter Casterfall Woods and go to the manor for one of the potential leads, make sure to climb up the ladder and go all the way to the end, and eventually you'll come across a comic that you can collect. Comics are collectible items that you can find in the world of Atomfall. If you find 10 of them, you will get an achievement or a trophy depending on what system you are playing on. Tip number 8. In Casterfall Woods, you will come across a dam that is filled with a ton of goodies and a lot of leads for your main questline. In order to turn off the electricity in each of these 3 substation fences, make sure to go to the control room. Once you enter it, go to the left and you'll find a lever that will turn one of them off. You can actually cycle through all of them, so make sure to explore each one since you cannot turn them off all at once. One of them will contain a skeleton with an atomic bomb next to it, alongside a backpack filled with some goodies. Tip number 9. When you start the game for the first time, you'll be presented with 5 different difficulty settings. The game is defaulted to Survivor, which is what the developers suggest. I highly recommend that you do follow their advice because otherwise the game won't feel and play the way it was meant to be played and the experience will be ruined. And first impression is absolutely everything. In all honesty, it's really not that difficult if you have patience and don't mind a bit of a challenge. However, if you are looking for the ultimate survival experience, then do hit that veteran button. Tip number 10. Atomfall is all about scavenging and grabbing as many items as possible, so make sure to explore every nook and cranny. You'll never know what you'll find. The game does have a limited inventory space, so because of this, make sure to take advantage of the pneumatic dispatch tube. These special tubes are placed in specific areas of the game and they allow you to store a large amount of items when your inventory gets full, especially weapons that take up a lot of space. And yes, every tube contains all the same items that you've deposited, so it doesn't matter which one you use. This makes the tubes very convenient. I personally like to stack them with a ton of healing items. This way, if I'm ever out of healing items in the world itself, I know I can always get more from the tube if I ever get in a terrible situation. And those are the 10 pro tips you needed to know for Atomfall. If you enjoy this type of content and want to see more game reviews with tips and tricks, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on. Peace out and happy gaming.